Thanks for tuning in. We're Julie and Dana, two moms navigating marriage and motherhood. But this is definitely not your mom's podcast. Okay.
Hey guys, this is Julie and
I'm Dana, and this is Not Your Mom's Podcast. And today I want to actually ask you, you just went on a cruise.
oh yeah,
I want to hear the pros and cons of the cruise because this was your first time cruising.
Shit. I haven't even had time to think about this. I'm trying to get my life back in order, right? Does
know.
everyone feel like that when they come back from all this stuff? So all in all, I'll say we were with a party. Let me color this a little bit. We were with a party of 10, which is my family, which is 5 of us, 3 kids, one older, one that it's an adult. She's 19. And then my husband's mother and father, and then my husband's sister and her 2 girls who were like, I don't know, like teenagers.
So
10
big
of us.
group, different ages, yeah.
All different ages. So I will say in past, like being together with a group of 10, it's always been hard to figure out what restaurant we're going to go to, dividing the cars and figuring out where and timing and stuff. And it was really nice being one location.
Yes.
And we just did the dining. Like it was an option to pay for like the better dining
could
or
always
whatever.
upgrade, yeah.
But like at the moment, it was like, especially like the first 2 nights, it was like, we'll just go with the dining. So it was like, there was no, you just
So
showed
simple.
up. You just showed up for food.
Yeah.
And then you either went to the pool deck or waited to the next like thing that happened.
I
Like
knew
trivia
you were going to
or
like
whatever.
that part because you always like that when we go to certain like conventions and stuff. You like when we have like everything in walking distance, everything like
Yeah.
nearby. You
It's
don't have to
all
like think about it.
condensed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like the great thing too is like if you wanted to go back to your room, you're like, just go back to your room real quickly. You didn't have to like drive in a
Yes.
car.
Ugh.
So like even when they come here, they have a condo on the island, but it's still 40 minutes away.
You can recharge your battery and then like go upstairs and then come back down and be like, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah. So
I love that.
all in all, I like that. Unfortunately, the weather was a little bit in the first 2 days. So we
Yeah.
didn't get like the sun until loud.
You went at a weird part of the year.
I did. But like, yeah, I don't know. We didn't actually get the drink package.
Okay.
We didn't get the drink package. We had the one where you can get like juice and coffee and sparkling
Yeah,
water.
like the soda e package.
Emily
yeah.
was the only one, which is Trevor's sister, that got the drink packages. So she would just go to like one bar and then walk over and give it to me and then go to a different bar.
Yeah.
And they didn't really care. And I also bought 2 bottles of wine and then so did his mom. So like I would have
so
my
tip
wine
for
at
anyone
night.
cruising.
Yeah, tip for anyone
You're allowed
cruising.
to bring
I think it depends on the cruise.
Yeah, I was going to say
thing.
on most cruise ships, I think, because I've done Norwegian, Carnival, Princess.
Yeah,
I
and we
think.
did Royal Caribbean
Royal
if anybody
Caribbean.
wanted
You
to
could
know,
bring
but-
1 bottle per person that's over 21 in the room.
Mhm.
And you could also bring like a pack of like water or soda.
Yeah, we didn't do that since I had that.
Right.
I kept
We never
everywhere I
really
went,
did
I
the
asked for a
water
bottle
either.
of water. So it was
Same.
great. So I was good to go. So yeah, I'd have like my wine, like, my pregame or my midnight. And then during the day, if I wanted a cocktail, my sister-in-law would go get it because she would just get like 1 for Trevor and I, right?
Yeah.
And maybe another one before nighttime. And then I'd order 1 drink at dinner.
Yeah.
So it was like fine.
Yeah.
It really was fine not getting the I don't think I could have drank all the, but she did. She did really well. She started like mimosas and then
Yeah.
she'd have like a fruity drink and then a
The
margarita
nice part about
and
the
a
drink
beer.
package is just knowing that you don't have a bill at the end. You already paid
Absolutely.
for it. Whatever you drink, you drink. But like
Yes.
me and John always felt the same way, especially because we do cruises that tend to do a lot of island days. Like we
Yeah.
like the cruises that are heavy on the islands.
Yeah.
So like if we're off the ship 4 days,
Yeah.
what are we really paying for? You know,
Exactly.
the thing with us is we're a family of 5, so
Yeah.
we can't get 1 room for the most part.
Yeah.
We have to separate, which is like the downfall once you have 3 kids.
Yeah.
So we have to get 2
That's weird.
adjoining rooms.
Yeah.
So technically 1 adult has to be in each one. So like he's assigned to 1 room and I'm assigned to the other
Wait,
room.
so every time you go to cruise, you guys have to do that or you just
2
push in
rooms.
1 room?
No, we can't.
No, I mean like no one can tell how your sleeping arrangement is. Like how do you use those 2 rooms?
Oh, so we use them since we have them.
I mean, do you like feel safe with the girls being in that room with the
So
door
we leave
open?
the doors open.
Yeah, okay.
So like it's an adjoining room. So we leave the doors open.
And Jack will be in.
And so Jack usually is with us, and the girls
Okay.
usually have their own room, and then they
That's
have their own
nice.
bathroom, which is
Oh,
nice.
that's nice because the bathrooms are small.
Yeah, they're really small.
But they had like a little shelf under to put all your
They're
shit.
fine, yeah.
And
It
like
was
there's
good for
room
storage,
under
though.
the bed to put all your suitcase. There's like a
Yes.
little tiny closet. I'm trying to think all the it helped. I know this is a luxury. And by the way, I didn't pay for this cruise. My mother-in-law was very generous. So
lucky.
I didn't have to
need
like
more
budget
family members.
things. That will be like the only time she does. It was
Well,
like her
let her
big
know if
gift.
she ever does it again that I am a chosen family
I
member.
know, right? Oh, this is my adopted sister.
Yeah.
We did have a balcony, and that was absolutely like breathtaking and amazing from
Yeah.
the morning to the afternoon to the night.
Yes.
There were so many different times of the day we're just going out there. It was like meditative.
We love the balcony. Me and John have always done balconies. I always felt like, for a few reasons, when the kids went to sleep, it was like nice to just like leave the door open and we could sit on the balcony and have like a glass of wine
Yeah.
and just kind of like hang out. And just like you said, like just getting some fresh air by
Yeah.
yourself without being on like a deck with everyone.
Yes.
And at night it's so nice out there. I think it's so cool how dark it is and like the
Yes.
stars that you
I
can
know.
see
You
and
start
stuff.
like pondering
It's
about the meaning of
beautiful.
life.
Yeah.
You're
I
like,
love waking up in the morning and going
Yeah.
right out there. But this cruise that we're going on in June will be the first cruise we've ever done where we did an interior room.
okay.
And I'm like nervous about it. I take it back. I did one when I was like 19 because I
I
was
don't
with like
think
a
so.
bunch
The
of
kids are gonna be
girls.
older. They're gonna stay up later. You guys are probably just gonna crash.
So that's what John was saying. And we were really trying to keep this cruise cheaper because it's a long cruise and it's going to like some nice places. So
Yeah.
it's one of the more like
You're
expensive
like,
cruises.
okay, I'm gonna make this budget. cut,
Yeah.
like-
And I was like, I have to make this budget friendly because we have to get 2 rooms. It's
Yeah.
2 rooms or a family suite. But the thing is you have to weigh it out. So this is a good tip for anyone who's cruising with a family of 5 or more. You have to weigh it out because you always get credits. Carnival tends to give credits. So like the family suite and 2 rooms might be the same price. And you might be
Oh.
tempted to be like, let me just do the family suite. But the thing is like, for example, on our last cruise, the family suite was going to give us a $500 credit because the promo they were running was $500 credit for
Wow.
every room you get. Well, if we did 2 rooms, it's the same price, but we got a $1,000 credit because you got $500 for each.
Whoa.
That paid for all of our excursions, all of our stuff.
$1,000
Like,
credit. I wonder if that
huge.
like my mother-in-law got credits for like all those.
I don't
rooms.
know. Royal Caribbean, I think, is more expensive,
Okay.
but I mean, I'm sure they do credits too sometimes.
I will
My dad
say-
cruises for free because of the casino credits.
Damn.
Yeah, like they'll send him like a free cruise.
Damn. We did get the room too that it was a couch that converted to a bed.
Yes.
And so there's ones that we saw rooms when we walked by where they had like fucking bunk beds like over the bed. I'm like, what if they like roll out on top of you? 1, 2,
my
what if they
parents
need
always got that with me.
what if they like need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night? You have to like pull them down and like let them plop on the bed. And like
Yeah.
that's a disruption to my sleep. So you know me on my sleep, I will pay for that.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know
That's
how much
why I love the 2
extra
rooms, to
it
be
was.
honest.
Oh,
I
I
actually
know.
feel great about it.
Yeah, I mean that's a luxury thing, and we have to like keep in mind like if people are budgeting. I'm
Well,
just saying
I have
like I
no
don't know what I've
choice.
never had the bunk beddy type thing above
Yeah.
my bed situation. I would just assume that I'd be a little nervous of them falling in.
Yeah,
and
I could
like
see that. I would too.
the interruption of maybe like bathroom breaks. or
Cruising
whatever.
overall is super budget friendly though. I mean, like when you
Yeah.
price out, we've priced out
Although we didn't
tons of-
like have like the like you know how you said you were so excited for like those excursion and ports. We didn't get off on Nassau because like my mother-in-law was like it's not that great. People are pushy. Let's utilize the cruise ship because there was a lot of fun things on there to do, and we did that day. And I didn't feel like I was missing anything. It was the first day.
Yeah.
Or the next day we had
Yeah.
that first day. And the first day was kind of crappy weather. So
Yeah.
and even the second day. And then all we did was go to like that Coco Cay or Coco
Mhm.
Bay, which was like that private island. And so we went to a beach and we hung out. And then the next day we stayed on the boat. Like so it was like a 4 night. I didn't feel like I felt like that was perfect to like get up every day and have this excursion was actually it's not my idea of a vacation. Like I want to be able to relax. And if I felt like there was places I needed to go and visit, like I don't feel like I'm truly relaxing. Maybe on my next cruise I will, but for this first
Yeah.
one, it was perfect. One
I
port
don't
to
like
look
a
forward
relaxing
to.
vacation.
What?
I don't like a relaxing vacation.
Well, that wasn't relaxing. We got up and did shit every fucking day.
I'm just saying that's not what I look for.
But I
on a
didn't have to
trip.
like plan for the day and like be like, okay, I'm gonna be out of the room all day. It was so nice to know that like
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a lot of flexibility in
Well,
knowing there
I
was only
do
one
love
thing to come off on.
that is a part of the cruising that I love. I love that
like
have
being able to see a bunch of
mix. Well, just
places,
I like
right?
a mix of it all. Like I love that you have your days at sea that you could just chill, you can go back to
Yeah.
your room, you could hang out, do all the stuff. And then I love the port days when we go to certain ports that I want
Yeah.
to go to because I love exploring new places. So
Yeah.
it's like, getting off, like one of my favorite cruises was the one we did last time. It was Aruba, Curacao, Turks, like
That sounds amazing.
it was incredible.
That
And like
looks
to see
beautiful.
all those things and we did fun things. Like we brought a babysitter. So
Mm-hmm.
we were able to we got off the boat in Aruba. I mean, no, we got off the boat in Dominican without the kids and we left the kids with the babysitter on the boat. Well, it was my
That's
cousin.
scary. I don't know why, but it seems
And
scary.
we
Like what if
went-
something happened to you and like they like ship off and like you never came back?
I mean, we did a very short excursion. We
Okay.
just did like a mud whatever it was. What is that called? Like a go-kart, but
Okay.
not.
Yeah.
Mud buggying? I think that's it. Mud
Mudding,
buggying.
I think you just call it. right?
Whatever.
Like in the big
we did that,
country
like
trucks, I think you
four-wheeling
just
through
go
the mudding, and it was so much fun.
Oh, fun.
And then in Aruba, we did a big excursion with the kids, and
Yeah.
same with Curacao
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. But I don't know, like my kids have seen so much because of it. They went
True.
swimming in the ocean with like stingrays, like wild stingrays in the middle of a
That's
sandbar. They went through caves in Curacao. They went like
that's true. I just need like a
hiking in
different cruise
Aruba.
to like get that experience. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's fun. It's just a nice mix. But
Yeah.
I do agree. Like there are certain ones like Grand Turk. We've been to it so many times, and We really just sit on the beach when we go.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's one of those ones that we're like, like there's not much to do. And if there's not
Yeah.
much to do, why like push it? Like I'd rather have a relaxing day.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
good
Well, it's
mix.
hard to have also, here we are in that part of your life. There's no relaxing. Jack wants to run around. Your girls want to do
Yes.
things. So there's no relaxing day. Like
That's true
with
too.
my kids, like we were doing things, a lot of things on the boat. So to have that one day on the beach, they got it. They like ran around the beach. You can get as many French fries, hot
Yeah.
dogs, and hamburgers. They were busy with like food and stuff. But I couldn't imagine trying to relax 4 days in a row. No, that's not gonna happen. They want
Yeah.
to do shit. Like I get that. So, and the last thing I'll add is that being on a cruise for New Year was like awesome. Obviously,
It
nowhere
looked
to
so
drive.
fun with the balloons coming
Oh,
down
yeah,
and
everyone
stuff.
it was like this big street party, but, like,
Yeah.
on a boat and,
Yes.
like, pizza, like, anytime you want. I mean, I know that's on every cruise or, like, whatever, but, like, so nice to know that if you decided to have drinks, nowhere to drive, can
Yep.
crash back in the room,
Yeah.
I don't know, can sleep in. I don't know, it's just a nice way to do New Year's,
Did you
in my
get sick at
opinion.
all? That was one of your concerns.
No, but I was on that scopolamine or whatever it
Yeah.
was, which is a patch by my ears prescription. One of the things my doctor was saying is like, "Are you sure you wanna be on this? It's supposed to, like, blur your vision." I'm like, "I'm freaking blind anyway, like, who cares? Like, slap that shit on." I was more nervous about being nauseous, like,
Yeah.
I was blind, Dana. I couldn't read
Really?
a single text or anything on the pieces of paper they handed out or
Oh my
anything. I had
god,
to
that's
ask
scary.
Trevor for everything. I'm like, I literally was doing this. Like I had to squint because I have like what's called stigmatism and bring it close to my face. I look like a nut. And then I'd be like, what does this say? Like every 2 seconds he'd be like, and then he told me, he's like, I kind of like that you're like depending on me. I'm like, oh my
I
God,
can't.
shut up. But yeah, I
Wait,
was blind.
I wonder if you would have gotten sick without them though.
I know, me too.
All right.
Or, like, I could have done so I didn't know that there was a non-drowsy Dramamine because like,
Yeah.
his whole family's like, "Just take Dramamine." I'm like, "No, that
Yeah.
makes me sleepy because that's what other people were saying that I was reading. And they're like, "We have non-drowsy." And I was like, "Oh, no one told me about this shit."
I get super seasick and super motion sickness, and I don't get seasick on cruises.
So, on top of not being able to see it, sort of made me kinda like, "Woo," and Trevor said, like, the first because I ended up stopped taking it, like, the day before the last or something. The first 2 days, I was, like, not myself. I was, like, almost like a robot because I
Oh, I
kinda
don't
felt
like that.
dizzy, and I couldn't focus.
Yeah.
So, like, my ADHD-ness was, like, kinda off in La La Land. For, like, 2 whole days, I was off in La La Land. Could have been overstimulation. It could have been I
Yeah.
was trying to absorb
A
everything,
mix
but
of it
then
all.
on top of that medication, I just kinda wasn't myself. I wasn't unhappy. I just wasn't like this me. I was
Yeah.
just kinda like,
That's so weird.
like
Okay,
looking
you'll have
at
to try it would you do it again? Would you go on a cruise again?
Yes, Trevor and I thought, like, it'd be fun for just him and I to do one.
Okay.
We think that that'd be a lot more fun, and we would totally do everything differently in
Yeah,
the way that you would with when you go with the family, and I would
definitely.
definitely go with his family again, and then I would definitely go with just my immediate family,
Yeah.
and I would definitely go with friends. So,
Yeah.
because I think it's a great way to, like you said, kinda get everything in
Yeah, a little bit
and
of
not have to
everything. Did
drive.
the kids love it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Of course they did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
It's a fun trip.
I was happy about, like, all the food, there's lots of options for me. I'm not a picky eater, but, like, I don't want fried shit all the time,
Right.
and I don't need fancy dinners either. So, it
Right.
was a good mix of, like,
Yeah, in
everything.
between.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
No,
don't know.
I'm definitely like pro cruise. I mean, I know people have had some horror stories, but I just think so many cruises go out every day that you're gonna have horror stories, like
Being kinda herd like cattle in the
it's a lot.
beginning and the end, I was
Yes.
like, "Fuck
Day
this
1 and
shit."
the last
I felt
day
like I was going to the
are a
airport and
lot.
stuff. I was like, they don't even make the inside nice, like, where you go, like,
Yes.
through and get, like, security checked and
No.
stuff. But it okay. Oh, one last thing to wrap it all up, and maybe it's just Royal Caribbean. I don't know anything about Carnival, which I would think from what people say is more like a party cruise. But like Trevor looked at me, he's like, I get it. He's like, because everyone, it was like a big party on the pool deck, like every day, 24 hours a day. There was like
Yeah.
sexiest man
Oh,
contest,
yeah, all the
belly
stupid
flop,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
all this stupid stuff, and everyone's like drinking. Another thing, I couldn't believe how comfortable people were to just nap on lounge chairs. Everywhere I walked, I felt like I was like in a homeless city.
When people on a
Everyone were like
cruise
all wrapped up in their towels and they're like
yes. What
with
people
their
on a
like drink
cruise
in their
don't give
hands.
a fuck.
They don't care. They're so comfortable in their skin.
Yes.
And I was like, this is just a floating party.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
It's a party on the sea.
Yeah.
And
Did
I'm
you
like,
hear about that
I-
couple that retired and they just cruise now? They retired and they priced out what it would cost to like get a townhouse or like an assisted living or anything like that. And it was so expensive. And they were like, how are we going to ever retire? So then they priced out a cruise. They live on cruise ships. They just change cruise ships every month. And
I don't know about that.
I know, but like, listen, it cost them like a couple of $1,000 and food's included, their gym's included. They have everything, cleaning service. Like, They are just living
Maybe
their
that
life.
would be something interesting to do for a year.
That's what I said. I was like, "I don't think I could do it for more than a year," but I guess
Yeah,
that's kinda cool,
it's
like, why
kinda
not?
neat. I guess I would wanna be on, like, don't you want your feet in, like, the soil?
I guess they do that
Like
a few times
trees?
every week.
That's true, they can get off and do it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Everyone wants a home though, right?
I
Like a
guess.
nest, a place to go back
I don't
to. Maybe
know.
not everyone, but it is an interesting
Yeah,
concept, so.
it is interesting, and it was something that they just felt like they were able to afford a little bit easier.
Mm,
It's pretty funny.
yeah. So, yeah, I will give, not 2 thumbs up because I need more experiences, but I'll give a thumbs up to the cruise experience. It
Alright,
was
that's
pretty
fair.
good. I'd give it
Good.
like an A minus because I
Alright.
don't know what an A plus would be quite yet.
So while you were gone,
Yeah?
the Gypsy Rose story is, like, blowing up.
I know, I know. I was just telling you, I don't know too much about it. All I know is that, like, the mom had, like, is it
Munchausen's
Munchausen's?
by
And
proxy.
yeah, and then, like, she would make her child sick, and then I don't know the story from that to, like, her getting this boyfriend where he, like, stabbed her to death or something.
Yes, so, like, I'm in the middle of a documentary right now. Lifetime has, like, this whole documentary. I'm in the middle of it, so I haven't finished it, and I'm some of my knowledge is just based on, like, what I've heard and not, like, actually seen in the documentary, but I what I know so far is she was born with a couple of issues, which apparently the, psychologist was saying that's usually how Munchausen's by proxy starts.
It's like they see
The
the attention they get from, like, an
Yes.
initial illness or
Correct.
disease.
Right. So you have
They're like,
Munchausen's, which is
"Wow,
where
you have something
you
to talk
pretend you're
about."
sick, and then
Yeah.
Munchausen's by proxy where you
Oh, by
pretend
proxy, I see what you're saying. Why I
someone
was
else
like,
is
"Why do you
sick.
keep saying by proxy?" I'm like, "What do you mean?"
By proxy means that you're making someone else sick because you
Okay.
like to care for them and you like that attention.
Yeah.
So, like, at first, she did need, like, eye surgery, like, she had, like, a lazy eye
Okay.
and, like, she had some sleep apnea, but after that, like, everything after that, there's no proof that any of it happened. I mean, she faked that her daughter had leukemia.
How do you fake that though?
I don't know, and this is what I don't understand, and this is where my mind is blown, especially, like, as a nurse. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
how did you fake things? Now, I know this was a while ago, so, like, testing was different, medical records were
Okay.
different, there was probably more paper medical records, which probably gets thrown off, like,
Yeah.
now we can find like,
Or maybe
now,
she
like, someone
forged
comes from another
things, right?
hospital and, like, I can get all of their labs, I can get all of their stuff like, I know everything
Yeah.
about them already before they even walk in the door, you know?
Yeah.
Where then the hospitals didn't share that network, and so maybe that was a little bit easier,
Right.
but still, how did you this girl had surgeries done to her, all different surgeries. They put a feeding tube in her because the
I saw
mom
that.
said she doesn't like to eat. That was it, that was all the
I
proof you
well, think
needed.
about I bet there's people now that have feeding tubes with the same situation where it's like they don't feel like eating. Like, is there like some protocol you have to do where it's like, well, you have to. You have
But
to
the
eat.
thing was she was eating. This was all made up.
Right.
So it wasn't like she wasn't eating and she was starving herself, she was eating. And the mom got a feeding tube put in her, and one of the psychologists said that that's super common in Munchausen's to get a feeding tube because then the caretaker is able to administer any meds through it because, like, you crush the meds up and you put it through the peg tube.
Okay.
You could administer any meds you want through it or any poisons. You can administer food or you could take away food. It's ultimate control. It's like the last part of control. You are just
That's giving me
controlling
cold chills.
everything.
So do you think Munchausen's by proxy is someone with major control issues or wants the attention?
I think it's a lot of mental health issues.
Well,
A
yeah,
lot.
obviously, that's an umbrella for it all, but, like, is it mainly one or the other or probably all of it?
I think it's a mixture. I think they want the attention. I think they like being a caregiver and having someone dependent on them. Like when she talks about, they asked her, they were like, "Do you think your mom loved you?" And she was like, "Yeah, I think my
Yeah.
mom loved me when I was a baby. And I think the older I got and the less control she had, she stopped loving me." And it
Oh.
was a way to make her, she also changed her age. She said she was younger than she was. Like she wanted
How do you just stop
someone
loving
to
someone,
care
though? I'm sure
for.
she loved her from beginning to end, but everyone wait, I know this the whole story's fucked, and I'm not saying this situation, but everyone loves differently, and maybe just the love was there at the beginning, but then her mental illness polluted that
Yeah.
delusional world of what, like, obviously, real love is for your children, and
Well,
but
I was also wondering, so she talks about going to her grandparents a lot. And you know what's so weird? The family didn't intervene, which I know is like on the outside looking in probably easier to say, but like they said like the mom made her sit in a wheelchair all the time, but she could walk, but she told everyone she couldn't walk. So like the family saw her like jumping on a trampoline.
Mhm.
And then the mom came up and she, like, went flat and, like, went back in the wheelchair, and the mom was, like, pissed off at her. Like, why did no one intervene? Like, they said, like, when her mom went into hospital, the grandparents were watching her, and they never used the feeding tube once because she was always eating.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
They probably just didn't think that they had much knowledge, like,
I
okay, she's
know.
probably just trying to be careful, like, remember when Freya had that, like, blood disorder, and
Yeah.
I didn't want her to, like, slip and, like, hit her head or whatever because she'd, like, bleed out because her blood couldn't clot or whatever, so, like, she would, like, run, and I'd be like, "Freya, Freya, Freya, don't run, please, like, you're freaking me out," like, maybe they just thought, like,
Maybe, but, like,
the
she was
end
saying,
result
like,
could
they
lead to
couldn't
something.
walk. Like, if you told me Freya couldn't walk and needed a wheelchair, and all of a sudden I saw Freya walking and on a trampoline, I'd be like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah, I mean, I guess
It's just
people are just
weird.
dumb, like, people also don't like to they don't know the whole story, so they don't
Yeah.
won't meddle if they don't know the whole story. But, yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, they
it's
got a
weird that
house
they
built
didn't
for them.
question it. It's weird that they didn't say,
It's crazy. And then Gypsy Rose claims that she was, I don't know what I could say on here, essayed. Can you figure out what I mean by that?
"Oh, is this it?"
Abused, like,
Oh, okay.
so she claims that her grandfather did that to her.
Oh, well, now that no
Uh-huh.
wonder they're not saying shit.
I know. He claims no, and the whole family's like, "I don't think so." It's like this whole thing that, like, no one there's no proof in
Well,
it,
this little girl's messed up. She
but
might be just saying things to say
that's what someone
things.
said, but then my mind was like, "Well, maybe her mom was by her dad too, because you don't just start doing that at 70 years old." And
Absolutely.
that maybe added to her mental health condition. So
Absolutely.
maybe that is all true and it did all happen.
That
It's just all
ties all
crazy. So anyway, long
man.
story short, she lived a horrible life. She was abused mentally, verbally, physically. Her mom started shaving her head and said that she had cancer and was going through chemo. Everyone believed her. Habitat for Humanity built an entire house for them. Like, she manipulated everyone. I will say she was a mastermind. Like, she
Well,
manipulated
when you're,
everyone.
like, maybe mentally ill, like, other parts of your brain start working, like, you
Yeah,
believe
like,
your
she
own
was able
delusions and
to
stuff, and
truly talk everyone into everything. She went to all different doctors. Doctors did surgery on this kid without it being necessary, like, wild stuff. This kid was failed so many times by so many people, and she ended up getting online somehow, meeting a boyfriend, and they talked, and they came up with a plan, and she said she felt like it was her or her, and they
oh, so basically
offed.
she confided in this boy, and so she finally figured it out as she got older that her mom was
Yes.
fucking her over.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, like, did she believe it all the way up to the end, and then
No, she
eh,
knew.
oh, ma I mean, okay, so she's old enough, why didn't she just go tell, like, somebody,
She
like
wasn't
a
allowed out of the
doctor?
house. She tried to escape once, and then when they got her, chained her to the bed. She was not allowed to leave the house. She
Chained her to
wasn't.
the bed. If she had a phone or computer, why couldn't she, like, record her being
I think
chained to the
she
bed?
stole the phone. I mean, I think she stole the computer, and I gotta get to this part. I'm not
Okay.
sure exactly, but I think that she wasn't supposed to be online. It wasn't like she had a free
Yeah.
for all. That was her only way to escape to the internet.
Okay, and then the first person she started talking to was, like, some boy or
I
something?
guess. I don't know that part exactly. I
But
just
she
know
just
that she
told him,
met this
like,
guy online, and she told him, and they came up with this plan, and the plan was to off the mom, and they did it. And then
"Okay, isn't
he
there a
went to
better way
jail.
other than stabbing her, right?" Isn't that how it went down?
Stab or gun, I'm not sure.
Oh, I thought he, like, stabbed her, like, 5,000,000
It was
times.
definitely,
I don't
like,
know, though, I haven't read the whole story and stuff, like, I
yeah,
don't
it
know.
was whatever he did, it was very, like,
Brutal,
yeah,
right?
brutal. And, so he went to jail for life. She went to jail for 10 years because obviously she claimed, like, it was abuse and it was, like, self-defense almost, right?
How interesting. Because I was like,
So
it was her
she gets
plan.
10 years. She ended up getting off in 8
Okay.
for parole.
So there's controversy
So
over whether
she's
she had
out now.
but is there like, are since I don't know what's going on in the social media world about how people have their opinions about her, are there people saying she should have gone for life? Are there people
I
saying
think
they
most
feel
people
bad for
are
her?
pro Gypsy Rose.
Oh, like, they're siding with her,
Like, they're
like, she
like,
had a
"She
fucked
should
up
have
life.
never went to jail." Yeah. I
Oh.
think a lot of people are very for her. And, like,
Oh, man,
I
okay,
will
I don't
say she
know.
does show emotion. Like, she
Yeah.
said, she was like, "I started to miss my mom. Like, I realized the magnitude of what I did, but, like, I was in a desperate time." And I don't know, it's really hard. Like, I definitely, yeah, like, it was wrong, but I don't think we can ever put ourselves in that position of
Yeah,
what
of
we would do,
course not,
you
of
know?
course not,
Like,
and, like, as human beings, like, our survival instincts kicked in, and maybe
yeah.
she thought, "If I stay like this, I'm gonna
That's
die."
what she said. She said she felt like it was either gonna be her or her mom. Like, that
Well,
was
and
the
you're
choice.
already dying, you're going
Yeah.
crazy. I bet she was going
Oh,
crazy.
yes. She has so
So she
much trauma
probably
in her life.
even if she was going through all that hurt, she was not in her right mind
Mhm.
when she decided to plan this death. However,
But the
right mind but,
boyfriend who
like,
had
do
no involvement in her,
right, well, I'm
like,
not talking
that
about
was
him, I'm
messed
talking
up.
about her, like, even if you're not in your right mind, that's like people that sexually abuse other like, kids, like, young kids, and they say, "Well, I was sexually abused, like, I wasn't in my right mind." Are that okay? It's not okay, though, regardless.
Right,
I don't
right.
know, like,
I know. Which is
or is it
why
okay to get rid of someone that's slowly killing someone? I don't
well, I
know.
guess here, right? What would you think about if someone broke into someone's house and
Mhm.
was trying to, like, hurt them and then they killed that person,
Right.
like, out of self-defense? Should they go to jail?
Right. Well, that was more of like a spontaneous, right away happening, and you did what you could. This kind of planned out thing, and maybe the brutality in which it
Yeah.
happened. I mean, I'm not sure. That's a lot more thought. Whereas someone just barged into your
Right,
house and you
right.
grab the first thing
Survival
for
mode.
self defense and you kill because someone was like, I don't know.
I know.
Fucking, I don't know.
I know, it's tricky. I think that, like I think personally she shouldn't have gotten life. You wanna hear what the saddest part was? She said that she was the first day she was in jail was the happiest day of her life because she felt so much freedom.
Yeah, I get that.
Jail was more freedom than her entire life
I get
outside
that.
of
Yeah.
jail. That's insane. She was like, "I was allowed to see sunshine and go outside and talk to people." She's like, "It was the best day ever."
And people know her as the one that killed her mom, right? That's
Yeah,
kind of bizarre.
I know.
Do you think that she had an okay experience in jail?
She sounds like she did.
Interesting.
And she's married
The
now. She
first thing
got
I think
engaged in
about
jail, and she's married already.
someone wants to rescue her. There's guys like that out
Yeah.
there like that,
I
or
know there's a
women
whole,
too.
like, show called Prison Wives. It's so weird.
Oh, people totally like
It's like a fetish.
totally. Well, and think about like though, you really do get to connect with
Oh my god,
someone.
Julie, you're gonna be like, "I understand it."
I do because listen, you
I
get
can't.
to like whatever it is. I guess people don't even write anymore. They can email. Or in jail, are you allowed to have that sort of access? I don't know. You can write letters and letters and really get to know someone over like deep
You should go do that.
thoughts.
Go find yourself a prison
I'm not
hubby.
saying that, but I can see how people think they're in love over daily connections with like words. It's like what they did back in the day before,
Yeah, it's like
like,
when I was in chat rooms on AOL.
okay, well, before that, like people back in the day would like write letters to their significant others and be all in love and stuff. Like,
Mhm.
so it's like that almost like old romance or something because no one knows that anymore. Everyone's like on Tinder or whatever. Wait, I don't even know if
You
that's
know
true. Is
what's
Tinder like an old app now?
I don't know. I'm not on the dating
That's what I mean.
apps.
Like, I don't know, but like now it's just like, let's like hook up or something. And
Well,
like,
that actually
I'm not in a
brings
committed
me to a
relationship.
really interesting topic, though. Have you been hearing about all these people finding out about, like, lost family members or people finding out that their dads aren't their dads because of now the Ancestry.com and the DNA
No.
tests?
My dad loves that shit. He
My
loves
family alone
ancestry
has
things.
2 circumstances of this.
What?
Yes, and it is
What do you
so common.
mean?
Okay.
So there was like big lies about the affair?
Yes, because back in the day, people had affairs all the time and you never found out about it because the wife was usually at home and the husband was out at work and you didn't know what he was doing and there was no phones and there was no
But
internet.
why? Like, why have an affair? Why don't you just look at that person and be
Because
like,
back in the day, you didn't get divorced. That
ugh,
wasn't common.
things are so weird in our society. Like,
I
that's not an
know.
option.
Like now, I think that's much more common. There's a
Obviously,
higher,
but even then, like,
I bet you if you look now, there's a higher divorce rate, but a lower cheating rate, maybe? I don't know. But I think back
right.
then, for sure, you had a very low divorce rate. People didn't get divorced. You stayed married.
I know.
You
Well,
stayed
think how
married no
sad that
matter what, through
is.
abuse, through alcoholism, through cheating, like, you
Why?
stayed married
Why did we
because
do that?
I think it was just the standards back then, and I think that women couldn't work, so what
I
were you gonna
know.
do with your babies and yourself?
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were stuck.
There's no OnlyFans.
There was no OnlyFans, there was no sugar daddies. So anyway, alright, 2 circumstances. One, we found a cousin of ours, and my my cousin is really, really good with, like she loves ancestry stuff. She loves
Okay.
tracing back to history. She's, like, just super nerdy with it all. It's kinda cool. She's really smart with it. So she was doing it for fun with our whole family and trying to make a whole tree and going down and down and down the line. And all of a sudden she realized that one of her cousins, I wanna say it was, or her brother, maybe it's her brother. I can't remember. Whatever, it doesn't matter. There was a point where it didn't make sense. Like, there was, like, another family that was coming up into the stem, and she was like, "I don't understand where this is coming from." Well, she ended up discovering that he had a baby that no one knew about, and he actually did know about it, but he had some mental health issues. He was schizophrenic and stuff. He ended up,
Oh,
like, offing himself.
okay.
Um, but he used to always talk about this girl with blue eyes and, like, all like, my whole family remembers it, and it was his daughter. And the mom, I guess, like, took her and left. Anyway, she lives in California, and she doesn't really have much family, and we met her. She actually flew out here when we found her, and we met her, and, like, she's in a group chat with us now, like, we talk to her all
Cute.
the time, and she's, like, so excited that she found family, and
Wait,
it's
so
just
who's
so
the one
weird.
that had the affair?
Okay, so
Look how I
then
want, like,
I
the
have
gossip.
another family member who, found out that her dad wasn't her dad, and it was through her daughter did a DNA test, one of those things, and she was like, "This doesn't make sense. I don't have Douglas," which is my maiden name. "I don't have that side. I only have my dad's side. Like, there's no Douglas side," which is weird. So, she ends up, like, not thinking about anything of it. She just, like, whatever. She logs off. She doesn't log back on for a while, and all of a sudden she said she got this feeling like she should log on. She logs on, she has all these new family member matches. Because, like, whenever someone else takes it, then it'll match you.
Yeah.
It's not just gonna match without that. Well, she finds out that it's because her mom's dad, her grandfather, is not the biological dad. Well, my those 2 people, they died already, so there's no one to ask.
Oh,
No
dang. I
one
would wanna
knows
know all the
anything about
drama.
this, and what's crazy about it is her siblings were all adults and teenagers when she was born. She was, like, a later in life one, and they were like, "We remember they separated for, like, a brief time because there was, like, a lot
Oh,
of bars and
yeah.
drinking and stuff," but, like, they don't think that they even knew. Like, my one of them obviously probably knew, but, like, the dad probably did not know, like, that was his favorite kid.
Or he knew and he just didn't wanna
Mm-mm.
admit
They're
it.
pretty convinced he did not know.
I'm sorry, you can't be that, like you I feel like when you look at your kids, you can see.
None of us suspected it, ever. Now that we look at her with the new family she found, we're like, "Oh, yeah, we see that resemblance," but,
Yeah.
like, no one thought anything of it.
Gosh, that's so weird.
No one thought anything of it.
Well, whatever, I guess the more the merry.
But, well, what would you think, though? Like, so imagine finding out right now at this
Okay.
point in your age that your dad was not your dad. Would you feel, like, lied to and, like, betrayed, or would you feel, like, okay about it?
So, on my side of the family, I do have a cousin where, their parents decided not to tell them that they were both adopted till they're, like, 18 or something, and I always thought that was interesting.
Mhm.
No, I wouldn't feel lied to. I'd be like, "Well, my dad's my dad, like, he raised me and stuff," but I would just be interested to see, like, where I came from, what I look
Yeah.
like. It'd be more I'm sure every person feels this way. It's like belonging to, like, wanting to know, like, "Oh, do I look like them?" or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know. So
That
just
happened with my
wanting
grandma,
just
too.
wanting to find the other family members. Yeah. I think you
My
wanna find your
mom
tribe.
also found out that my grandma
Mhm.
was in foster care her whole life. Her mom died of a brain
Oh, it's
aneurysm when she was
sad.
2, and her dad didn't want anything to do with the kids and left.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
And yeah, she ended up opening her doors to him when she was an adult with, like, kids, and they had one dinner together, and she was just like, "Get out." Like, they never talked again. Anyway, so the siblings all got separated. Some of them were older, some of them weren't. So she was on her own in foster care her whole life until she met my grandpa at 17, got married, and left, and then got pregnant at 18 and had my mom. Um, so she had, like, a crazy life, but she knew who her dad and her mom were, and she always, like, thought this. She thought that that was her last name,
Yeah.
whatever. Well, when my mom did a DNA test, we found out that my mom came up like 25% Jewish. And my mom was like, "What? So where did that come from?" Like, they both were very Italian. That was it,
Yeah.
whatever. Well, then we start
Wait, you're
finding,
Italian?
yes.
I'm joking.
Oh, I was like, yeah. Um, I'm not as much as you probably think I am, though. But
I hear I see a glimmer of it, a hint of it.
so anyway, they find out that it was the guy upstairs. That's who her dad was. It was a math teacher, and he lived
Oh
upstairs.
my god, that's kinda hot. The
Yeah,
math
so she
teacher.
probably had, like,
Love that.
she has siblings out there probably,
Oh, I
like,
know, that's what I'm saying, like, I think I wouldn't be upset, I'd be excited to find out, like, who
yeah.
the rest of my family is, and, like, I don't know, like, I feel like as we evolve and we get, like, more modernized, we, like, understand that that's possibility, I
Yeah,
suppose.
it
This
is
world is
interesting.
crazy, and we're all just trying to survive and do our best, and I think the more that we can, I'm not I'm not saying one's better than the other, but, like, getting to a point where, like, society doesn't, like, shun you for like maybe having problems in your marriage where like if you guys need to take a break or you separate or you open or whatever it is to figure out so like people aren't like having these
Well,
secrets and
that's all
affairs
good.
and
I
stuff
think
like
it's the
that.
lying that feels
That's what I mean,
betrayed. Like, I
the
think if my
secrets and
mom knew and
lying.
never told me, I'd feel betrayed. I'd feel like, "You never told me." As an
True.
adult, like, you never told me, like,
I think
you
if it oddly enough, if my mom lied to me, I'd be very insulted. But I
Yeah.
think if my dad didn't, I don't know why I give him a little bit more of a handicap. Like I can see how he wouldn't want that confrontation or disruption, only because he's really old school. Like
Yeah.
they just don't do that. They don't talk about like those type of things. Where my mom and I talk about everything. So like if she felt like she and I don't know, as moms we're always just trying to do the best for our kids, and maybe in their minds that keeping them safe from
Yeah.
that knowledge is, helping them in some way.
Well, I said she died thinking that this would went to her grave. Like, no
Yeah, well,
one
that's shitty. I think
predicted
I would have written a letter or
I know.
something.
No one
Open this
predicted
when
that
you're
there would be
18.
DNA tests that you could take at home.
Yeah.
These people didn't know this.
It is
That's
a
what I'm
little
saying.
weird
It's
to
stirring
lie.
ancestry and DNA tests are stirring families up now, and it is a way that no one predicted. People were just doing their
Well,
thing
think
thinking you would
about
never
back in the
know.
day, like or I think about like kings and queens, like they definitely had their mistresses or
Oh,
whatever, and there was
yeah.
always like that child that didn't come from like the
Uh-huh.
bloodline, but they were still like, I mean, it happens all the
All
time,
the
and you just
time.
kind of like roll with
It
it,
won't
right?
happen anymore. No one will be able to keep that a secret anymore.
Well, I feel like that is like we have cameras at our front door now. We have
Yeah.
everyone can find anybody you're chatting
Yeah.
through your phone, and like so there's like I don't know, yeah, all the secrets and stuff.
But I mean,
Like,
even if you were able to get away with an affair but like if you had a baby, eventually it would come out. Like it would come
hmm
out. Like there's just too much knowledge
so it's
now.
forcing us to be more honest.
Yep.
Imagine that. Is that a bad thing? I
Even
don't
like
know.
my best friend, she donated her eggs.
Yeah.
And she did it twice. So she may have multiple biological
Could you
children
do
out
that?
there.
Would you
I
do that?
Did I or did I?
Could you and would you donate eggs?
If I was not going to have kids, absolutely. I'll get into it. What my thoughts are on that. But she knew she didn't wanna have kids, so she donated all her eggs. Not all of them. She donated some eggs. And it's like a hard process. You have to be under 30, you have to be under a certain BMI, you have to go through a psychological thing. They look at
Yeah.
everything, and then the parents to be check out your profile, and they
Yeah.
decide if they want you or not.
Yeah.
But it pays, like, really good. I think she got, like,
Uh,
$20,000 or something.
you have a child somewhere out
Yeah.
there, right?
So she has, like she could have potentially multiple
Yeah.
children out there, she doesn't know. And she was saying that there was this thing that you could fill out that, like, at 18, they can get your information if they want. And she did it. She, like, was okay with it.
Yeah.
I think that's how it went. But regardless, it doesn't matter if she did it or not. With the DNA test, they'd be able to find her like this. So it
Right.
really doesn't matter. At
Right.
this point, what I'm saying is if you donate sperm or your eggs, those babies, this is gonna be the first time that those babies can find you really easily now.
Right. Well, I
So
guess
it's
that's your
interesting,
I
but
kind
she's
of feel
cool
like
with it.
that's your responsibility though. If you're going to throw your DNA out there to create a human being, they should be able to
Yeah,
contact you. I
and
don't
she
know
said,
why
"I
that you
hope they
wouldn't.
do." Like, I would be happy if in 18 years someone knocked on my door and was like, "Hey,
I mean,
I wanna
you'll
learn about
sit
my
there and
past."
talk to someone at the grocery store, but you won't let something that's part of you be like, "Hey, I don't need a major relationship with you, but I want to
Yeah.
meet you
Yeah,
and
know
talk
about,
to
like,
you."
my family
And like every
history.
now and then we might meet like once a year and
Yeah,
text and stuff like that. Like, come on.
yeah, she said she's cool with it.
I want to know from the people that keep it a secret and why.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I
like the
mean,
more the merry.
that's not gonna happen anymore. So, like, you
Yeah.
have to know
But
that
I mean,
going
in
into
past,
it.
I guess, like,
Yeah.
why would I'm interested?
Well,
Like,
think
it's not
about
gonna
sperm donation, that is wild. You could make hundreds of thousands of babies. The eggs, they only take
think
so
that they
many.
like that. I think
Kinda
they want
weird.
to know that there's like a bunch of them out there because, like, isn't that like biological? They just want to keep spreading their seed.
I
And like
guess.
guys, I feel like are so obsessed with their dicks. Like,
They are.
they're just like, this is like
So
everything.
powerful.
I know, like,
No, you wanna know what's
like,
powerful? A freaking baby's head coming out of my vagina. That's powerful.
yeah,
You just getting a little sperm out of you? Psh,
I know. I feel like I want to spread
nothing.
my legs and be like, this is life
This is
itself.
power. Yours is
And like
nothing.
light radiates from it. Oh. And then we get our crown.
Oh my
Bing.
god.
That's right, bitch.
So yeah, as far as me donating, what I do it, I'm too old now,
Oh my
but
God. No, you're not.
no, I
Because
am. I'm pretty sure the cutoff is 30.
oh.
It's 30 or 35, so I'm close.
So
Whatever.
like my eggs are not
No, they
viable.
don't want your shit. They're like, that is dried
I
up,
am amazing.
bitch.
Okay. Who wouldn't want like an artist like crazy?
They don't want your eggs.
Someone does.
Someone might. Someone might want those little dusty eggs.
Yeah. They're
They don't
dusty
want
with a
mine
little
either.
they're dusty with a little paint crusted around
I
it.
mean, they're good eggs. We created some cute kids. I don't know
Yeah.
who wouldn't want them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is an age cutoff.
Okay. Well,
I think just because you become higher risk with certain things
yeah.
as you get older.
The only
Um,
thing I would worry about is that I guess if there was a part me out there, I would definitely wanna know, and I'd want a relationship with them. I can't help it.
yeah, and you can't have that relationship with them until they're older,
I
you
I
know?
think I might be okay with that as long as I eventually got it or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Which
know.
isn't a guarantee they might not want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's tough. So being that I already have kids is the reason I wouldn't donate them, and not that I would judge anyone for doing it. I
Right,
think it's a
right. You
beautiful
just don't
thing.
want that part of your
But for me, like knowing like my kids having their siblings is so special to me, especially coming from an only child who
yeah,
didn't have siblings. Their
yeah.
sibling bond is so special to me that I feel like them having siblings out there that they don't have that relationship with,
Mhm.
I almost feel like I don't know, it would
Some
affect me in a
sort of
way.
guilt, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it's a beautiful thing. I know plenty of IVF babies who came from donation, and I'm so glad that the parents were able to have that. I think what my friend did was like beautiful
Oh, me
and amazing
too.
and selfless, but just, you know, being some like for me, it's the same. However, like surrogate, I could wrap my head around.
Yeah. Did I tell you I was gonna do that
Yeah,
one
you
time?
did. Yeah,
And then
surrogate, I could wrap my head
they
around
told
because it's
me
not
that
your
they put,
baby.
like, all these shots in me, like, every day, I was like, I know that sounds dumb, but I'm like, "Okay, I don't know." But ultimately, my insurance didn't cover it, so, like
Our old dance studio instructor owner did that. She
yeah,
was a surrogate for her best friend who couldn't
yeah.
have a baby, which is really cool. That I could see.
Yeah, I like how the easy my 2
Yeah,
pregnancies were easy, and I'm like, "I guess I could do that," and Trevor's like, "Of course we would be that couple." We would be, like,
totally.
walking in a Target and somebody like, "Oh, I didn't know you were expecting," and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, it's not mine," and that whole conversation with couple, he's like, "Of course you would do that to me." Like, "Of course
Oh
we would be
my
that couple," and I'm, like,
god.
cracking up, like, one
Yeah.
day imagine Trevor, he's, like, sitting there
He'd be
working.
so
One
awkward.
day I came in and I was like, "I'm gonna have someone else's baby." Like, this is my life with him. I come home every day with, like, crazy shit like this,
I love
but you
it.
do too.
I do too. I'm like, "John, just be quiet. There's a producer calling me. I'm gonna try to get on a reality show."
BuzzFeed.
Oh my gosh.
BuzzFeed's calling you,
BuzzFeed, yeah. I,
which is pretty cool, by
yeah,
the
I know.
way.
It is cool.
We should
Curious.
tell them a little bit how you got, like, an email that people want to interview you because your TikTok and your
Yeah, a
personal
certain video. I'm curious what it's gonna come out of. I mean, I had an interview done with, like, Daily News last year
Yeah, that's
on a
cool.
similar concept. It was all about it's all the ones that are about, like, how much
Money
I
and
spend on my
kids.
kids and stuff because people just don't talk about money. It's so
I
taboo.
know people don't talk about money, but I feel like even in our friendship, we constantly talk about what we spend on our
Because I don't
kids.
give a shit.
Me either. I remember
I
I was
know
telling my sister-in-law when we were buying this house, like, I'm like, "So," and the only reason why I'm not using numbers is I honestly can't remember what exactly they were, but, like, at the time, like, we couldn't afford and they eventually came down, but I was like I kept telling her, I was like, "So we bought it for this, and it was at this, and da da da," and then and she was just, like, smiling, nodding, and my brother makes, like, more money than we do, and their house is bigger, nicer, more expensive, so it wasn't like I was doing it to make her feel bad or
right.
anything, but Trevor, like, pulled me away later, and he's like, "You're not supposed to talk about how much your house costs." I'm like, "What's it to them? Their house is double what our cost, so, like, does it matter?" And he's like, "I don't know, I just think it's, like, something you don't do." And I think with another set of
It's
friends,
very
I was
old
telling
school.
them, I was like, "Who the fuck cares?" Like, I
I don't
don't
get it.
judge you whether, my house was more expensive or your house was more expensive,
And
like,
here's the
a house is
thing.
somewhere to, like, sleep and raise your kids and poop and stuff,
Yes,
like, I
and
don't
that's the
even know
thing. I
why
was gonna
we go
say
in debt
people have
over it.
different priorities with
Yeah.
money. I was explaining this to Lily the other day. She was saying something about someone at dance, and she's like, "Oh, they have so much money," and I
Oh,
was like,
interesting that she has that
she
knowledge
knows
now.
already. And I said,
I
"You
don't think
don't
my
know
kids
that."
know.
I said, "They could have more money than us. They could have less money than us. You
Yeah,
have no idea." And I started kind of like getting into the topic with her of like, people prioritize different things. Maybe they never go on a vacation and
yeah,
we go on a few a year.
exactly.
Maybe they have credit card debt
I was gonna
and
say, like,
loans
sometimes people with, like,
and
beautiful houses, like, 2
yeah,
cars that are perfect or whatever, I'm like, "You have no idea.
you
What
have
if
no
there's, like,
clue.
fraud on one
Yep.
side and, like,
You have
no
no idea.
taxes, like, they're not doing their taxes and eventually have to go to jail or, like, or their credit cards are blown out because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses and stuff."
Yes.
Now and it's also okay that they're just successful and they're doing
And it could be
well.
that. They could just be
Like,
that's what I
that's
said,
just
they
our
could have a
lives.
ton of money,
Yeah,
absolutely, and that's
and
what I
who
said, you're always gonna have people that
and
make
but does
more
that
than you
mean
and less than you.
happiness? No.
No.
Are they happy? Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, well, like, who
Yeah.
cares? Like
But I think that the tabooness around money, I always tell my kids what things cost, always. We got a couch delivered and Violet was like, "How much was that?" And I was like, "Oh, that was
oh, that is
$1,400."
an interesting thing to bring up. I'm glad you brought that up because I don't think and it's not because 'cause I'm keeping it from them, I just sometimes I'll be like, Do you like it or not? Because that costs a lot of money. They
Yeah.
never ask how much though.
Yeah, Violet started asking that, and we do talk about money a lot, like, and we talk about what dance costs and stuff, and I do
Yeah,
tell
I
them, like,
don't.
and I tell them in
I
a way
need
that
to
I'm like, "I don't
maybe.
want you to worry about this, or I don't
Yeah.
want you to feel guilty about this.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that that's what priorities are, and we only have X amount of dollars. So, like, if you decide, you know what? I don't enjoy dance.
Mhm.
Well, then should we be allotting that much money towards dance, or should we allot that towards something else that we love to do? You know,
Yeah.
if you
I think
love
my
it, let's
fear
do it."
of telling them the exact amount is that like Freya, she's got a big mouth. I don't want her to try and be like, "Well, my mom pays $1,400 a month for dance," or whatever it is. I don't even know how much I do, but
Well, I just told the whole internet.
and, well, I gotta sit there and add it all up. That's
Yeah.
why. It's not because I'm not
I
trying to
spend
know, but
$20,000 a year on extracurriculars.
yeah, well, that's not bad.
It's bad. That is bad. Most people that are, like, struggling, like, hear that and they're like, "Oh my god, that" I've heard people be like, "That's my salary."
True. It's bad. I mean, what's bad and what's good, really? Like, it's just within your means.
Right,
How
it's
do you
not bad,
decide
it's just a
to,
priority.
yeah,
Yeah, it's different priority.
right? And who's to say that like over all the years that you decided to like we don't go out to eat that much or order DoorDash and things like that. So like let's say you're one of those families that do or whatever, like you prioritized all your money that
Mhm.
end up being $20,000 in like so many years or like what colleges or what schools you I mean, it just depends on what you want to
It
put it
does depend. I mean,
distribute it to.
the same people who could look at that and, like, okay, here's another example. I posted a video, I told you about this, where I posted a video of like different things that we've gotten the kids for Christmas
Mhm.
instead of traditional toys. So like the stair slide, we built them a rock wall
Yeah.
in our
And
playroom. We
people like
got them
went off on
swings
that,
and
right?
people went off and they were like, "Oh, you must be rich," or "Oh, it must be nice," blah blah blah, all this stuff.
Well, you can buy a swing on Amazon that's on clearance sometimes for not that
The
much.
swings cost $40. Like
Yeah.
whatever. But my point is, even if you think this stuff all costs a lot of money, would you bat an eye if I said that I bought my kid an Xbox for Christmas? Probably not.
Yeah.
Because that's normal,
Or
because
like a
society's
phone or whatever.
normalized seeing that.
Well, I feel
But
like all the people,
because
whether you have money or not, they all have, like, phones.
that's what I'm saying, but because it's something unique and different that you don't see in everyone's house, you
Yeah.
automatically think, "Oh, I could never do that, that's money." Like,
Yeah.
so it's like, and it's just priorities, like, my kids don't have those kinds of things, or, you know, we don't have a how many families have an in-ground pool or have, like, an RV or have a motorcycle or
Golf
a
carts
toy or
here.
a golf cart? Yeah, golf carts are huge here. We don't have toys. We don't have those
I
things.
know.
But we do spend a lot of money on vacations, and we do
Yeah.
spend money on extracurriculars.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also don't have a car that we only have 1 car. We went down to 1 car.
I
Like,
didn't know you did that recently.
yeah, we sold I mean, we're gonna get a new car, but yeah, we sold our other car. I drive we calculated. I drive 2 days a week to work,
Yeah.
4 miles.
Yeah, and can't you get,
8
like, your mom or your
miles
dad to help you here and there?
Well, I drive 8 miles a week on that car. The car was barely getting used, and I was like,
No.
"John, we have money just sitting in the driveway right now." It was paid off, like, we
Yeah.
didn't have a loan on it or anything, so
But
I was like,
still.
"Why would we not sell it? Like,
Yeah.
why are we using it?"
I kinda wish we went down to a one-car thing too, but, like, Trevor's like,
You
"There's
use
no
both a
way."
lot,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's like, "There's
We
no
don't.
way."
Like, John works from
But,
home.
like, back in the day, didn't most families only have one car?
Yeah, my parents did for a few years, but
Yeah.
my mom didn't work
Okay.
for those first
Yeah, I
few
guess
years.
when you're both working, it's almost
It's
impossible,
hard
isn't
when you're
it?
both
Yeah.
working. And we did it, and it was gonna be, like, a temporary thing, we were gonna see how it played out, and it's been fine. I mean, sometimes I work overnights, that's the other thing, I work overnights when they're sleeping, so, like, half the time I can take the
Yeah.
car. We are running into a few issues here and there where he has to drive me to work and pick me up because it'll be like the girls have a
Call
late dance
me
day or something. Well,
if you
whatever. We
can.
decided what we're gonna do is we just are gonna buy a cheap ass car. There's no need for us to have a 20 something $1,000 car
Yeah.
when I'm driving 8 miles a
Is
week.
there a cheap ass car that exists in this world?
Yeah, like I'm gonna get like a $3,000 clunker. Like I just need something to literally drive me to and from work. I really
Yeah.
want a Vespa, but John's
You don't wanna do
doesn't
that when
think
it's,
that's
like,
a great
30
idea.
degrees and
That's what he
raining.
said. I'm over it. I thought it'd be really cute. I'd have a little like retro helmet and I'd drive my Vespa to work and it'd be
Uh,
adorable.
I like it, and I'm so proud of you that you're, like, rollerblading.
I am
I
rollerblading.
know, I need a pair of rollerblades. Jess sent me a link to the
Yeah,
one she
get it.
has. Well, but
She got the same ones I have.
oh, we're gonna all be matching?
Yes, girl.
I have check this out. This is how much my foot hasn't grown since 6th grade. I have my rollerblades from 6th grade in my garage that sometimes I'll still bust out. They're
That's funny.
Roche's if you're, like, really, like, skater people, and I don't know, maybe this company doesn't even exist, but when I was in 6th grade, which is, like, a billion years ago,
That was the shit.
they're Roche's I think I'm saying it right, Roche's Majestic 12s, and they have grind plates on it because I was a skater girl. I would jump
She was a
stairs,
skinny boy.
and I used to try to grind, like, the curbs and stuff.
Oh
So
my
mine has
gosh.
no, like, brake
That's
on it.
sexy.
I know, it's kinda cool.
I kinda wanna see you do that.
Fuck, I almost killed myself. I jumped
I
off, like, a
told
flight of
John
12
I'm gonna
stairs.
try that stuff. I That's my goal. I wanna be, like, dancing, I wanna be doing spins, I wanna, like,
Yeah.
jump, I want a little ramp.
So
He
I
said I have
can
to start
join
with
you guys,
cones.
but I have to join with my until I buy yours, I have to
Okay.
join with my 6th grade, skater girl, like,
I like it. It's retro,
rollerblades.
it's vintage.
It is vintage. Oh my god, I'm that old where things
So
are
I got a cute little
vintage.
tennis skirt, and I want, like, tube socks,
Cute!
and I wanna go
Look,
rollerblading.
I'm like,
I
now
need,
I'm
like,
into
the,
it. I'm like, wait,
aesthetic.
throw a theme and some tube socks, I'm
Yeah,
in.
I need the whole aesthetic. Like, I wanna, like, be like
I think it's gonna be so much fun, like, we're gonna take up, like, the whole road, like, all 3
listen,
of us.
it's a good workout.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
my thighs were on fire, and then after we did the hip hop class last night on top of it,
Okay,
I
did you,
was
like,
like,
die? Oh, I meant to think about this. I was like, I wanna say this on the podcast when we were like, when I was driving home, I'm like, "That's all of us bitches ever want is, like, a good hour with our friends with
yeah,
amazing music, doing, like, booty poppy, sassy, like, little
yeah,
moves." That's what makes the world go round, I swear to God.
yeah, it does. It
You need to
definitely,
go to
like
a dance class like that.
yes.
Everyone's there having a party. And, like, and you're not, like if you feel like you're one of those people that might be embarrassed, trust you me, you're focused on, like, yourself and getting the moves.
And it's
I
like
didn't even look at you in just once, like,
no.
at all, like,
It's, like,
at the corner of my
embarrassing
eye,
for
I
your
might have
first,
looked
like,
at, like, your
minute
faces
too.
to see if you were smiling or something, but, like, that's it.
Yeah.
I wasn't, like, looking and being like, "Oh," like, I don't know, like, in the corner of my eye, I might see, like, a hip roll or something, but it's, like, what we do on the dance floor when we go out.
Honestly, who cares anyway? Like,
It's
if there's someone
amazing.
in there judging other people, like, get the fuck
It's
out.
like when you go to the beach, like, I think everyone's always worried about what they look like, but I'm like, I'm not looking at anybody. We're just bodies
I
on the
do think
sand.
though, like, that's coming from a very confident mindset, and I think people who are
Well, I'm not.
insecure in themselves tend to judge other people more. They
True.
wanna find things wrong with other people so they feel better about themselves.
Oh, I know. And that brings me up to another point. It makes me like sad to think that I think, like, talking about this is, new year. I think us as humanity, as a human species, really needs to look about how we're reflecting on ourselves. Think about how many people in general, like, I wouldn't say hate themselves, but have hateful thoughts on themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough. I'm too fat. I don't like my face. I
Mhm.
don't like my job. I want more money. I want a better home. I want more, whatever it is. They're so like mean to themselves.
Yeah.
And think about our world right now. We're such in a divided place. If we
Always.
started with ourselves and how we treat ourselves and how we think about ourselves, and then that comes out to like your immediate family and how you're treating them. Then it goes out to like your neighbors and how you're treating your people, your coworkers, and then it goes on and on and on. I think
Yeah.
this is like
Hurt
my
people hurt people.
recipe for a better world. Like
Yeah.
self
Did you see my video about my
reflection.
recipe for a better world?
No, I
I just
didn't
think
yet.
we have to act like drunk girls all the time.
Because we'd be nicer.
That's my
Oh,
theory.
we beat bitches
Yes.
up too,
Think
though.
about this. Oh, I never get angry when I'm
I mean,
drunk.
I haven't, but other people have.
Think about this, right? You're drunk, you're in the women's bathroom. Is that not the most positive fucking place ever? Have you
Yes.
not had people like hype you up in there? Have you not talked
You're
about
like, oh
someone?
my God, I love your shoes. And you're
Yes.
like,
Why
yeah,
can't
well,
we
I
go?
like your hair. And
Why
you're like,
is it awkward to go up to someone sober though? And I'm gonna make it a priority.
I
That's what I want to
don't.
start
I've
doing.
never been awkward and sober. I got march up to people all the time.
I mean, yeah, I don't do it
I'm
the
not
same way
shy
that I would
though.
when I'm drunk. Like, I
True.
definitely am not like, wow, you look hot today. Like, I would never say it to someone, but drunk I would. So I'm just gonna start saying it because you know what? It's gonna make them feel better. It's gonna make me feel better, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing.
Okay. What's like
And
the
like,
label
why
for
don't
this
we like
drunk what do you say when you're
drunk
like
girl bathroom talk? I don't know.
no, like what's it when you compliment, drunk
Yes, they're the
complimenting?
best compliments. I have literally had girls come up to me and tell me their whole life story drunk, and I never even met them. And we'd be like crying together at the end. And I'd be like, "You're fine. This is
You're
great.
fabulous. You're
Yeah,
gonna
you're
do great in
amazing. You're
life.
gonna do great things."
Oh my God. It's true. I follow these like interesting people, like spiritual people that like channel and shit. And one of the girls' questions to her own channeling mind was, how come I like myself better when I drink? Like when I have a couple glasses of wine, I feel like
Yes,
cooler,
you
but not cooler.
do.
It's not about being, but you just feel like you're able to loosen up a little bit. And the
Yes,
people, the whatever, Laurel, whatever they choose channeling was like, because who you are when you're drunk is actually who you're supposed to
more
be
of your true
naturally.
self.
More of your true self that
You're just more
along with your
confident.
programming in society and the stresses of life have like dumbed down that part of your soul, your essence. And so when you're able to have, not that I'm condoning drinking because you should be able to do this on your own is what I'm trying to say. Allows you to be like who you would be without those fears or insecurities or worries and stuff.
Yeah, so we need to figure out how to be drunk girls sober.
We just have to get like it starts with that self-reflection too. It starts with like cheering
Even,
yourself
like,
on.
I wanna be able to call you at 2 AM and be like, "Bitch, I love you," and that be normal.
Dana, if you call me at 2 a.m., I'm gonna be like, my sound machine's gonna go off, and I'll be like, what happened? And I'll be like rolling over and over
And be
5
like, "I
dogs.
love you so much."
And then I'll be like, I hate you for waking me up, but I love you too, bitch. Do you know last night I was in bed with 4
I
dogs and
know
a
Trevor
cat.
sent us a picture that looked miserable.
A cat, and then Mika, Annie, Duncan, Lando. 5 animals in our bed.
That's
I loved
ridiculous.
it. And we were all snuggled. It was amazing.
No.
It was so warm. Everywhere I
No.
went, there was like
Oh,
a
I hate it.
little
I
creature.
hate that.
Now I will have to go wash my sheets today
I
because
hate
like that's
everything
gross.
about
But
that.
what?
Yeah.
More love. You're definitely not a hippie.
I don't want to sleep. Okay, you know how you like your sound machine and your special darkness in your bath before it?
Yeah.
I don't have any of those routines, but I do need a dark room and I need space. That's how I sleep.
Why do you need space? You love your kids climbing all over you all the
I
time.
don't love no, not when I'm sleeping. When I'm sleeping, I need to like
Maybe
sleep.
because you're such an amazing mom and you let them crawl all over you all day.
And I don't mind
By
them
the time
sleeping
you
with
go to
me.
bed, you need to. Okay, well, I can't sleep with my
I
children.
don't
That's
mind
the
them
weird
sleeping with
thing.
me.
They
The
roll
dog
around and
sleeps
they
with
kick
us,
me.
but everyone needs to be in their section. I can't have you on me.
One time you were at one of the conventions and you guys had to split a king bed with like 5 of you. How do you do that?
Miserable.
Then you're not sleeping in sections.
No, we can't on a king bed because there's just too many of us.
Yeah.
But like if I'm in my bed, Duke knows he has to stay to the left corner,
Oh, I
bottom
know.
corner.
Lando has his corner
Okay,
too.
he
Bottom
can't.
right. It's
If
where
he
my feet
starts
are.
touching my foot, he's out of the room.
Yeah.
And then John has to stay in his area. And if one of the kids comes in, they have to stay near them. And they can't be. They could snuggle me when we're going to sleep, but once we're like
You like
sleep,
let go and
sleep,
you
I
roll
need
over.
them to be away. I don't want to be touching. I don't want to be cuddling. I don't want to be. I don't want dogs on me. I don't want the warmth. I like the window open, the fan on. I want it to be cool. I want to be in
Oh,
my
I want to be
blanket.
sweating under my blanket. I need to be cozied
Oh,
up, man. I need
ugh.
to be like I have to have like the blankets over my shoulder. I
Same.
definitely don't mind. I mean, you're like the. I think I'm the only person, and maybe there's other people out there. Like every time I talk to one of my friends, they're always like, "Ugh, I don't want anybody to touch me or on me." Like I like wrap myself around
I
Trevor.
know.
Or he's wrapping and spooning me. And,
I
like, I'm not saying
know.
we always fall asleep like that. Like, most of the time, like, one of us will, like, kinda turn and, like, shift. But in the middle of the night, if I'm, like, not touching him away, I'll, like, scoot closer.
I'd
Like,
be
my leg
so
or my foot has to be, like,
so pissed
rubbing
at
his.
you.
Oh, I rub my feet. Like, I have to be, like I do
Lily
this.
does that. It drives me
So even right
nuts.
now, I'm, like, loving it. I'm
That, like,
like, oh,
soothes you?
yeah, it's a soother. Yeah, that's what it is.
Mm,
I
mm-mm.
need to be pressed.
No.
I need
And
compression.
I'm a toucher. Like,
You're
I like
affectionate.
being yeah. Yeah, it sounded creepy. I'm a toucher.
I know. Like, let me help you.
No, I like cuddling. I like touching. I like affection. I just only in the waking hours.
Yeah, because at night, it's, like, suffocating.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of the opposite. During the day, I'm so hyper and overstimulated that if you're like trying, like even Trevor was like trying to like hug me while I was doing the dishes. I'm like, no, no, I'm moving like
You guys are
quickly.
really affectionate.
Yeah. Well, in that moment, I'm like, I'm moving quickly. And he's like trying to hug me. I'm like, I don't have time for like one, two, three.
1, 2, 3.
Like a hug,
Yeah.
but when that's not happening, you're right. I will crawl on his lap. We
They
definitely,
say we need 8 hugs a day for happiness.
I know. I was trying to do it with my kids. Oddly enough, I only got like because this is not because I'm like not loving on them because every night I like wrap myself
Yeah,
around
yeah,
the
yeah.
kids and we definitely like snuggle when I tuck them in and
Yeah,
stuff.
you're
And in the
affectionate with
morning
them.
we get every morning I go, "Where's my morning hug?" And they come
Yeah.
down, and they want it, and then
My kids are always on top of me, so.
yeah, but I
I was
don't
like, they
think I
get, like,
got my 8.
25
I don't
each.
think we got to 8 after like the morning and then there was school and dance. I don't think we got like 8 hugs in per kid.
Hmm. It's a lot. It's a lot of hugging.
Maybe snuggling is
But
counts as a
maybe,
hug.
like, that's sad if you're living alone. Who do you hug? You need a dog.
Yeah,
I
if
would
you're
s
living alone, I would hug like
just
strangers.
strangers, you just go
Yeah.
up to them? Oh my
I always tell
god.
Trevor, I'm like, I don't care who it is. I just need someone in my bed with me.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Sounds great.
I'm like, bring on a homeless man. I just need like the warmth of someone. But I will say in these last couple of years, I've gotten real picky like you. And the nights like Trevor's gone upstairs to sleep with Freya or whatever, I'm like,
It's kinda
fuck yeah.
nice.
I
It's
like
kinda
barricade myself
nice.
with pillows and I'm like, all right, I figured out that I don't necessarily need the warmth of a body. I just need a fucking billion covers and pillows.
Uh-huh. Have you ever heard of the couples that have, like, separate bedrooms? or separate
So I used to
comforters.
judge that. I'm like, what the fuck? But now I'm like, I totally get it. Someone's snoring. You're like, you're out. You're fucking
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Get out of here. You're
I don't think
disrupting
it
my
would
sleep.
listen, as long as you're still intimate together, I
Yeah.
don't think it would affect
It
anything. Who
doesn't
cares where you go to
define you
sleep?
when you sleep.
Yeah, who cares where you sleep?
Who cares where you sleep? But I don't know. Trevor and I definitely enjoy coming to bed together, snuggling together,
Yeah.
sleeping together, and waking up together. That's definitely because we're busy all the
That's, like, your
time. And
time to
like,
decompress
that's like
together?
our dime. Yeah, our time. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm waiting
But
for
I
that
get
time.
it. I also get it. Like, I definitely think if like someone's just like if Trevor was a snorer, I probably would snorer. That's a word, right?
Mhm.
A snorer.
Mhm.
Someone that snores. I don't think I could handle that.
Yeah.
Like he would have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Sorry, boo.
No,
I
I
need
get
my
it.
beauty sleep.
I get it.
Mm.
So really quick back to money. I wanted to
Oh, yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
money,
this
money,
quick.
money, money, money,
Money, money,
money.
money. And how people don't like talking about money. So listen to this shit. This world has so much opportunity in it right now. I know I told you that. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
you don't
love
need no
that, and
shit job. Like,
you're
there's
so
opportunity
motivating.
here.
Dana for motivational speaking. Wait, you should be a life coach.
Oh
Go
my
on.
God. We are in a time where you can make money online or like doing side hustles. Like, I just feel like there is, while like the economy sucks, there is so much opportunity out there to do things uniquely, right?
Okay.
So anyway, I'm scrolling through TikTok. Have you heard of TikTok Shop? Do you know about
Yeah,
it at
but when
all?
we got that video on that guy, I'm like, now I'm with that guy. It's annoying, right?
What video with what guy?
The one that Trevor sent about like where TikTok is going
Oh,
wrong.
some people are annoyed by it. Sure. I mean, people are always going to be annoyed by stuff.
I'm not on
I
TikTok
mean,
enough to
it's
know.
annoying because you get ads for TikTok Shop, whatever. What TikTok Shop is it's basically an Amazon. That's what they're trying to be.
Okay.
But
Is it
people can
Amazon
make
products? What is it?
it's all yeah, all different products.
Kind of like
Clothing.
Instagram, like how they have
This was
different.
from TikTok Shop. Like the teeth whitening kit I got. Like that's from a TikTok Shop. They
Okay.
sent it could be anything. Dressers. I mean, literally anything is on TikTok Shop. It's like an Amazon. But people will post videos of them using whatever
Mm.
product, and if you click their link, they get a commission off of it.
I feel like it's sort of annoying. I feel like now every time I scroll, we talked about this on our last podcast. It's
Right.
like someone being like, "Oh my god, I'm obsessed. I
Yeah.
need this."
Well, I just think you have to find the right people. There are people I follow that give very honest reviews, and I like it. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Like, I'll follow you. Like, I'll give you the commission. Great. Like, I love to like help other people make
that's
money, and if
true.
I'm
I
gonna buy
never
it
thought
anyway, why
about
not? You
that
know?
perspective.
Yeah. But I agree,
Oh,
TikTok is pushing it out too much. Like, if they could just like push out normal stuff and
just a
that's
little
in
bit.
it, that's fine.
Yeah,
So anyway, I've done a couple of them myself because I'm like, whatever. Well,
true.
listen, let me tell you. There have been multiple people that I have like spoken to on TikTok that I'm like mutual friends with that have like one girl made $88,000 in 1 month from commissions from TikTok Shop. That's life-changing money.
About reviewing a product that someone's trying to sell.
So it was the beach waver, which is like this curling iron.
Okay, these are
And
influencers though, right? Like if
no, like
I
she
did
has
it,
like a few thousand more than me.
yeah, well, I'm not an influencer. I think I have like 10 people follow me or something. So if I went on there, no one
Well,
would
you
give a
need at
fuck.
least 5,000 to do it.
Oh, okay.
So you need
I
at least
feel bad.
5,000 to
I
do
feel
it.
bad.
But anyway, she did a review on the TikTok Shop. The video just happened to go viral. And people started buying from her link and she made $88,000 in 1 month. 1 month time from one
Wow.
product.
What do you think is something like you'd be passionate about talking about and wanting to sell on TikTok
I
Shop?
don't know. I mean, at that point I like that's crazy.
My stuff would probably be like supplements. So like
See,
I
I'm
use
always
supplements.
nervous. Like, so I get a
Oh,
lot of
true, because
people
you're like
that
a
send
nurse
me
and like you don't want
well,
to be
not
like
just that. Yes, I don't like pushing
like
any
whey
sort of
protein. Like I would love to like know the best whey protein or if there's like
yeah,
a vegan one out there because sometimes I cycle things or like that kind of stuff is what I
yeah.
meant. Or like I don't know, like I use almond not almond oil. What's
I just bought
maybe it is
castor
almond
oil.
oil. I have castor oil too for my eyelashes and stuff. So things like that.
Yeah.
Like
And that's what I'm saying. And who cares if someone shows me it and they like the results and they're showing me it? Like, I'll buy it off their link. Cool. Like, get some
Thai
money, get your
crystal
bag.
is the deodorant I've been using for like 20 years. It's like you just wet it and you put it underneath. It's supposed to like
Yeah,
pH balance
I'd smell
out.
like shit.
That's what all my friends say, and I'm like, it's almost like
I'll try it.
quitting
I probably
drinking or
smell it right
smoking. It
now.
sucks at first or coffee, but
Yeah.
then only had it on, so sometimes I just don't wear it, and I'm like suffer the consequences. But I don't think I have
Yeah.
like a strong BO. I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Anyway, you just have to get through a couple weeks, and then your body acclimates.
Well, you need to make money off of that. I don't want to hear about it unless I have a link to
Thai
click.
crystal, yes, whatever. Are you out there?
Yeah, so it's just interesting. So I'm trying to like dabble in it a little bit. Like I don't want my whole page to be that
Yeah,
for
but of
sure.
course. But
But
I
I'm
think
like,
you're
I'm gonna throw
an
a couple things in
honest,
there.
interesting person,
Yeah,
and I would definitely love your feedback
I'm
on
gonna throw a
stuff.
couple things in there, and I get probably 20 emails a
Let me
day.
throw a couple things in there. So, like, how do you know what you're gonna do, and then how does it go on and stuff?
So I
Like,
get, like, a bunch of emails every day, and, like,
oh,
people will be like,
okay,
"Hey, we want you to promote this."
okay.
And most of them I don't even answer because 'cause I'm like, "That's stupid. I would never use that. Dumb."
Oh my
I'll
god,
scroll
can
right
we, like, start
past.
opening them up and talking about them? Because how funny would that be?
So
Wasn't one of them the cum rag?
yeah, I got a cum rag one. That's so gross.
It's
Um,
not either. Every one of us use, unless you shoot
I
blanks, which is
don't
that
want a
nice?
dedicated one. I don't.
To get
I
50 of
can't
them.
wash it and prepare it.
Get 50 of them.
Oh my
Because,
god.
like, listen, you know how you use, like,
That's
that
what you're
one
getting next
smaller
year for your birthday?
washcloth for your face that's a little thinner and lighter? Like, we
No, I use
sometimes
whatever's around.
I mean, I do too, but there are some that, like, I don't know. Hair towels, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah,
the
but I
thinner, smaller towels I try to use for my hair because it's, like,
did you see
feels
I cut my
better.
hair?
No,
Look how
it
short
looks
it is.
good. It doesn't I mean,
It was, like, down to here.
well, it looks
God,
good.
you don't even notice.
I know, damn, but I kept looking at it thinking it was healthy, but maybe that's why. Anyway, I think it's not a bad idea. I just think, like you said, no one's really gonna dedicate. You just get up and you grab something. Whether
Yeah,
it's the
it's
cum towel
stupid.
or the
I
cum
went
rag
right past that
or the
one.
one that's on the floor because I just took a shower or bath.
Yes. I went right past that. That was stupid. I went past a few of them, but there are a few that, like, sent me, like, that teeth whitening one. I was like, "Oh, I've been wanting to try something
Yeah.
anyway." So I'm like, "Sure, I'll take it." So now I'm gonna review that, and I'll put it up, and if people click my link, I'll get money. Or, like, did you see that lip stain I did?
Mm-mm, I'm
I
not
did, like, a
on
lip
social media a lot.
stain. I know, we're trying to grow on social media, and you're not on social media. This is a huge problem.
I, like, barely have I have, like, 50 text messages I haven't even gotten back to,
I
like,
need you to spend a little more
I know,
time.
fuck, okay, I'm trying. Can I do the lip stain with you then?
Yes, and you peel it. So you put it on, and it dries for 10
Did
minutes,
it
and then you peel
work?
it off, and it just dyes your lips. Yeah, it worked. It was actually great.
Wow.
Yeah, so I put that up as a link. So, like, once in a
Okay,
while, I'm trying to, like, get into it. I have to
okay.
do a vacuum review when I get home.
Well, good isn't that good for, like, John? He'll probably, like, want
I
help.
know, he actually was like, "It's not a bad vacuum." But anyway, my point being, people are making crazy money on the internet right now. It's definitely possible. It's not easy. I'm not saying everyone. That's the now obviously not the rule, it's
Yeah,
the
like, you have to
exception.
already be good at what you're doing and
Yes.
then be good at what you're
And a
doing
little
after
bit
that.
is luck because you can try to play with the algorithm as much as you want, and it's never gonna be perfect, but there are definitely people with not crazy amount of followers making decent money between TikTok Shop, Amazon influencing, the beta program where you get paid to make videos, like, their opportunity is there. It's just an interesting thing, like, the fact is, like, we've increased our streams of income this year, like, quite a bit. I mean, that
Oh,
last video
cool.
I
On what?
made the skit I did of, like, announcing my first baby versus my third.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm not monetized on Instagram yet. So I got paid on TikTok so far and Facebook. That
How
video alone has
much?
made me almost $500.
Whoa.
Yeah, like, there is opportunity.
I'm going on a cruise with Dana.
I mean, it's not often. That doesn't happen. I'm not at that point
Can
where I
Royal
make that
Caribbean,
regularly.
like, give us a cruise or whatever since we
Right?
just talked about them? And I talked about you really well, so I'm
we
just
we give
saying.
you 1 thumbs up.
Oh, shit. Okay, fine. Here's 2
2
thumbs
thumbs up.
up.
Will show us that you deserve 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so there's opportunity there, but I definitely think there's cons to it all too. I mean, I think I was just talking to John about this.
Yeah, what are the cons?
Well, I just think being on social media, I mean, you're opening up yourself, right, for, like, negativity, but
Okay.
also, like, people are just strange. I've noticed a few psychological things, I feel like. So, like, when I have a video that goes viral, so, like, I'm gonna say anything over, like, 200,000 views.
Okay.
I notice that when people
Oh my god, when
comment.
we have, like, 50, I'm like,
I know.
"Yay, people are watching."
I notice when people comment, they're commenting about me and not to me, as if
Okay,
I'm not gonna see it.
okay, but
But when I
whatever.
have
They
a
don't
video
know
that gets
you.
less views, they comment to me. Like,
Okay.
they'll be like, "Oh, like, why
Yeah.
did you do this?" Or whatever. And then the other thing is I feel like people think everything I post is true. Like, a lot of my skits and stuff, like, they're just based off of things, or,
Yeah.
like, maybe they were, like, true, or maybe there's a story I heard from someone else. Like, it's
What do
not
you
always
mean?
about me.
Why does it matter if they think it's true or not?
It's just
Like,
interesting to me. It's just like a
okay.
psychological thing to me. I don't care what people think. It's just, like, interesting. Or, like, when someone's, like, a mega influencer, people think that they know them. Like, it's called a parasocial relationship. Like, there's actually a name for it.
Oh.
Like, they think they know them. They think that they deserve to know their information. What are you doing today? Why didn't you tell? You know how many times I've seen, like, a part 1 video and people are, like, genuinely mad that that person didn't post their part 2 because they're, like, so
Like, I
invested in
was,
these
like,
people's
waiting for this,
lives.
yeah.
It's just interesting. It's just all, like,
Oh,
social media is
man.
just
As soon
very
as, like,
interesting.
someone needs more from me, I'm like, "Okay, I can't." Like, so I can't imagine being like
Yeah,
What
Julie,
people
they
want.
wanted you to answer them and follow them, and you
I'm
already
like,
couldn't handle that.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm trying. There's
So
only
funny.
so
It's
many hours in
hard.
the day.
It's really
And I
hard.
think it's comes back to like priorities. Not that I don't want this to be priority. I'm very excited. It's like my new
Yeah.
goal this year and stuff. But like, yeah,
It's tough.
it's tough figuring out what it is you
I
want
always
and
joke,
what you're
I'm
gonna
like,
put
"I
out
know it
there.
sounds so stupid." Like, I'll say to John, like, I'm, like, so overwhelmed. I'm like, "I know it sounds so stupid because like, what am I overwhelmed with creating content and, like, all this stuff?" Like, it sounds dumb, but, like, yeah, like,
It's a
coming up with
job.
ideas, talking, editing it, then thinking about ideas for the podcast, then also trying to do the wedding content creator, and then being having a regular job, and then also having my kids, and then trying to, like, study TikTok a little bit and Instagram a little bit to,
You
like,
don't
learn the
just have
algorithm.
kids, Dana. You guys don't know, but like Dana, like doesn't just have kids. She like creates like this amazing like world for them all the time. For every holiday, every birthday, every occasion there is. Like she
It's a lot to be
definitely,
in my head.
yeah.
Yeah. Aquarius season is coming up,
Oh
and
my
I am such an
gosh.
Aquarius.
I love it. Well, we're gonna be going out for your birthday.
I know, I'm
And
excited.
oh wait, I did want to before we sign off, like how many people I'm sort of like I can't even believe that like so many people have commented on the kitty litter thing. So
Okay,
we yeah.
we did a video
I want to know about
where
this toxic plasmacid or
yeah, we
whatever
did
it
a
is.
video where
Like, am I dying?
we were gonna do a podcast that day, and I told Julie she couldn't clean her I, like, knocked on the door, and I told Julie, I was like, "You cannot clean your house, don't touch
First,
anything."
can we talk about how people were so upset that I was made up?
People are,
Okay,
like,
like
pissed
I
off that
don't
you were made up.
obviously like wake up like this. I'm
But
like,
also, who
we're doing
cares?
it.
You're hot. Go for it.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I don't think that I'm hot, but I
Yes,
have
you
to
do.
I do no, I do not. I have to wake up and make myself look
You have to make
sort of
yourself hot.
attractive. Yeah, I have to like I even the energy and stuff. Like after I put things
Yeah,
on, like
takes
I'm
time.
like, okay, like I have to get into this mindset. So I had put myself together for the podcast, like I'm
Yes.
sitting here. And so people were upset that when I opened up the door that I had makeup on. Not upset, but they're like, I would never like I'm supposed to believe that she looks like that all the
Right,
time. No bitches, I don't look like that. Like
right.
this takes a
It
while.
was a good day.
Yeah, like I'd put myself together for the podcast. So
Okay,
there's
so
that.
I knock on your door, I tell you you can't clean anything, and I ask you to show me various parts of your house that
Yeah.
I knew normally
And
you
by the
don't
way,
have
my house
clean.
was actually relatively
It
clean because
was
I
clean.
cleaned for something. Like, weren't you guys there? Or like I had someone come over or
Whatever,
something.
yeah.
It never looks that good.
It was clean,
Regardless.
but I asked you to see, like, your closet and
Yeah, it wasn't
junk
perfect.
drawers and all this stuff. So we go into your closet. So everyone's on board. Like, they're like, "Yes to the laundry pile. Yes to this." And then we go to your closet, and Julie keeps her cat litter box in the closet right under her husband's clothes. And people lost their shit.
They
Like, they were
did.
like, "That is disgusting. Like, you're
You need to
nasty.
put it
You
somewhere
need to put it
else.
somewhere else.
I've looked and they're like, you need to put it in the bathroom. I'm
You're
like,
gonna have
so I need to I'm
toxoplasmosis,
gonna have like
whatever."
an open kitty litter of shit like next to my sink when I brush my teeth. I'm sorry. I want it like tucked away.
Yeah.
I want it tucked away.
There were a few comments that were like, "Maybe you just get, like, a closed one," and I was like, "I could see that."
So before I did, it
Okay,
was too small for my cat now, he's pretty big, and so I
okay.
got the next size up, and it didn't have, like, a top to it, and I like this system. It's like, "Okay, can I get a plug on this system?" I even forgot what it's called, but
We
it's
need
like
to try some cat litter boxes
yeah,
for
so
you.
okay, I like it. So it's, like, pellets, and then it's got a pee pad where I change out because I hate the smell I don't like regular kitty litter. It gets everywhere. I don't like the smell of it,
Mhm.
so I was trying to find a system that didn't, like, smell that bad, and so this system now I forget what it's called, I'm sorry if you guys wanna find out, I'll try to fucking find out what it is, it's, like, on my Amazon orders. But, it's pellets, and then there is an underneath part where it's a pee pad, so you just pull out the tray, and then you can throw the pee pad out, so this collects all that, like, kind of ammonia smell and pee stuff, so it's not
Yeah.
and I change my litter box every day, you guys. So, yes, there's the possibility that after my cat shits, it'll sit there for a second and Trevor will go get
Oh,
something.
it made people mad.
Oh, yeah. But I scoop it out the next day or even that night or
And then
whatever.
a few people talked about your stripper pole. So she has a
Oh,
stripper pole,
yeah.
like, literally dead center. It's framed in her door. Like, you open her
Yeah.
front door, and there's a stripper
Stripper
pole in
pole.
between the living room and the kitchen.
Now, the kids call it a fun pole, and then I call it a fitness pole
It
because
is a fitness pole. You're not stripping
I'm
on it.
not stripping.
Yeah.
God, I wish I was. Maybe I can make
But
some money.
someone wrote, like, "That is so uncomfortable. It's like putting a toilet in your living room." My
Yeah.
God, I can't.
I'm like, what's wrong with you that you're that uncomfortable with a pole?
Okay, but you got a little feel for what social media is like when a
Yeah.
video
I mean, I
starts
don't
to
really
go.
care.
No,
I actually was like, this is like better than like
I
gossip.
know.
I was going through and I was like, this is like giving
Yeah.
me life. This is
But
like
you
really
got a little
funny.
feel. That's like what it's like. Like, it doesn't matter what I post. If anything goes a little bit I'm not even gonna say viral, but just, like, goes out a little bit, like, there's always negativity, always. People just love, which is so funny, I've never commented on a video negatively, like, I've
Me
never been like,
either.
"I'm gonna write that is disgusting." Like, it's
I
just so
think
weird
people are interesting in that they feel so confident that what they're saying
behind a
actually fucking
keyboard.
fucking matters. Like, I don't know you and I don't really care about
No,
what you
keep
have to say.
commenting, you're just pushing it out.
Yeah, like, I don't really care what you say about my kitty litter box. I'm like, "Let's go to your house. I bet you have, like, nasty shit all over your house too,
People
but just
just
in a
love to
different
feel like they're
way."
better than other people, and, like, it's
Why?
sad
It starts
because
again within. You
I
guys need
know.
some fucking meditation, that's all I have to
Seriously.
say. Like, it's like,
Well,
go
it's sad
kumbaya or
because I
something.
also am trying so this is a new thing I'm trying too, is, like, I'm trying to normalize normal things like that, like,
Yeah.
I want to today I posted a video showing my skin without makeup or filter on, and I was
Oh,
like,
good idea. I need to
"This
do the
is
same thing.
34 years old, like, this
Yeah.
is what it looks like. There's sunspots, there's fine lines," whatever. I'm sure, like, there'll be something negative on that.
I was gonna say, you look good, there's nothing
I'm
there.
sure there'll be something negative on that. But anyway, like, it's like I wanna show, like, our messy houses. I wanna show,
Mhm.
like, the reality because I feel like social media is so fucking fake.
It's
It's
so
so
fake. I
fake.
can't wait to come to your house only because I feel like mine was, like, not only was I decently put together and well,
Yeah.
like, pretty good, like, that's probably the you guys, that's probably the best I'll ever look. That's like
You were
me
cute. That
trying.
was a
I
cute
had a
outfit.
outfit on that
Yeah, that
I
was a cute
tried,
outfit.
my face was put together, my hair was good, so I was, like, good, and my house was clean, like,
It
that
was pretty
wasn't the
clean.
best, like, showing of what,
Representation.
like, I don't have my shit together at time, but I can't wait to come to your house because
Oh,
I
my
bet
house is
but you
always messy.
well, you have 3 children and you guys both work and you have animals and
Did you
stuff,
see the
and
person
you
that
also
said
live
that
in
you're
the
probably a
moment.
stay-at-home mom that does nothing all day or something?
I know. I
I
mean,
was
I
like,
wanna
"I
roll
can't.
my eyes.
I can't."
I mean, in a way, yes. Do I have a 9 to 5? No, but, like, I have pieces of, like, my day where
You're
I'm always
still not a traditional stay-at-home mom. You still have
no.
multiple jobs.
No, I was just texting my friend who was like, "I want to get together." I'm like, "I work every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night for the rest of
I know
this
you're
month."
funny to make plans with. Ugh, I roll.
I know.
It's like, "Hey, are you available in, like, a month from
I know,
now?"
I'm like, "I have the January 26th, and that's it." And she was like, "What the fuck?"
I know.
Yeah, well, I pet sit dogs too, so I can't, like, just peace out either on them. They're
I
paying
know.
me to watch their animals,
I know, too
so
much responsibility.
I love it. I want all their animals. They get to sleep with me too.
Ugh. Yeah.
Maybe that's a way I can make better money?
Make what, sleep with animals?
Yeah, like, you know how many people, like, if you're pet sitting, like, some of them, like, depending if you have multiple, they, like, put them in kennels and stuff. Like, they're
Oh, yeah.
crates. Not kennels, like, they're
Yeah.
crates. Well, I'm, like, welcoming all animals into my
I
bed.
do like that. Like, so Duke never went in a crate. We never really put him in a
Yeah.
crate. I mean, like, when he was really little, when he would, like, get into things, but, he had really bad anxiety with the crate, and so we always let him sleep with us, and our pet sitter in New York that we used to use, we're at same service, like, we drop him off at her
Yeah.
house, and she'd have other dogs and stuff. She always let him sleep with her,
Yeah.
and I
So what I
was
mean,
just
like,
like, it's
that's
such
so
a perk.
nice.
It is. It really is a perk. Like, I was like, it's just nice knowing that he's living, like, a similar life
Mhm.
right now.
That's right.
She let him on the couch with her, like, it was like my dog doesn't do floors, ever.
That
I'm
was
not kidding
so
you.
bougie of you.
I'm not kidding you.
My dog
Duke,
is like a bearskin rug. He loves floors, but at night, he
he'll
thinks
start
he's part of
pacing.
the
Like, we were at John's parents'
he's
house, and
too
she doesn't
bony, I
really
think.
want
He
the
doesn't
dogs on the
wanna be on the
couch.
floor.
Yeah, and he was pacing, and I was like, "He's not gonna lay on the floor. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I don't know what to tell you. He's
right.
not."
I know, like, some people when they come over and their, like, dog jumps on my couch, they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I'm like, "No, like, they're all welcome on
Yeah,
all my furniture all the time." So,
yeah.
holler at your girl.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Actually, I don't know if I
You
should get
can't take
any
on
more
any more
I was
pets.
gonna say Trevor would have a heart attack. Meanwhile, like, my husband is like he's, like, okay with them, but, like, this was not I never even asked him permission if I can, like, have my house full of
Another side hustle idea. Guys, there are so many side hustle ideas out there.
Oh, I don't even know why people
I'm
aren't
gonna
dog
start
walkers or
babysitting,
pet
by the
sitters.
way. Like, what the
Whose
hell?
baby are you watching?
I'll watch all the babies. John was like, "We have so many kids in this house. It's a shit show anyway. Bring them in. They'll stay super safe with
Actually,
me.
they will have fun.
They will have fun. They'll be fun. They'll be safe. They might hear some cursing. I can't promise that,
Yeah.
but they're gonna have a great time, and their minds will be expanded, and they will have fun,
And you just wait till
and
they,
they'll be
like,
safe.
marker all over your walls and shit all over
Oh well,
everything.
it already has it,
Yeah,
and
that's
my
true.
house is really like destroyed. And I just feel like if these people are charging what they're charging, which is fine. I mean, I get it. You're keeping a child
I think what
alive.
I charge for pet sitting is kind of a lot, so
I get it. We all have to charge our worth. I totally understand. But we're hitting a point where babysitters are making what I make in my career. So I'm like, why am I working my career? I could be babysitting.
Absolutely, and stay home with my kids at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
I know.
Another side hustle.
Work smarter.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
do what you need to do for
I
yourself.
just saw someone looking for an overnight nanny. I was like, huh, I work overnights anyway. I would love to hold a baby all night. I
Not
will.
me.
Oh, I would love that.
Not all night.
Little
I
muggle,
will hold your
snuggle
baby for like
doobles.
20 minutes and like feed it a bottle and then be like, "Hey, yeah,
Yeah, I
I need to
know.
get up and move again," because I don't like to sit.
You
Remember?
could walk around and do it. We could do
Yeah, but
little.
when I walk around, I'll want to like multitask. I'll like want to do shit, and like then I'll be like, "Oh, you have a baby, like can't do that." So it makes me feel trapped in a way. Like
Yeah.
I can't do the things
Oh,
that I want
I
to do.
love newborn snuggles.
Mm.
I know. I
That's why
know.
you're better than me
No, it's not
in
better.
so
It's
many
just you're very
ways.
much done.
Yeah,
Where
that's
I'm
true.
like, I know, like
We have to say this for the next episode. I'm sure we've been like talking for
I
way
know.
over an hour, but we do need to talk about if you might have another baby or not.
I don't know. We go back and forth all the time. Like,
You're gonna save it for the next
okay,
episode.
next episode. We'll talk about
So
will I have another baby?
I know. So I love our key points. Cruise cool.
Yep.
Um, Gypsy
Cruise is good.
Rose. Is
Gypsy
she cool
Rose,
or not?
situation's crazy.
Um,
People can make lots of money doing all different things.
that's right.
Vaginas are powerful.
And
Penises are
men.
weak.
I was gonna say men are obsessed with their dicks.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And we need to figure out how to make more money. That's really all what it comes
I
down
don't
to.
know. I feel like everything should come to a crashing and like then we won't have to worry about money all the time.
More money, more problems.
I definitely believe in that.
Yeah, I do
Just
too.
come like garden with me.
Well, then I need to do something else. If we're not going to make more
We're
money,
gonna
I need to
rollerblade.
cut my bills.
Oh, drunk girl
and
talking.
drunk girl talking and rollerblading. Yes, we are going to make the world a better place.
Hopefully,
One podcast at a time.
no promises, but hopefully we'll get some clips of our night out.
Yes.
And we might be able to record an instance like that, but then it won't be authentic. And that person will be like, "Why are you filming me?" But
I don't care. We should definitely try to get some videos of our night out.
to
We'll show
encourage
you what a
that.
mom's night out looks like.
Yeah,
And
mom's night out. Woo! No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. No, I'm going to tell John and Trevor they have to take videos.
All right, we'll get you on that poll too.
Yes, and I'll end my night on the pole. We'll see how good I can do. Oh, I have a question for you. Speaking of talents and polls, this has nothing to do with it, but I wanted to ask you something.
Okay, go.
Can you sing or talk with your mouth closed?
You try first.
Okay. Well, I need to tell you the background story of this.
I can't like.
So I saw this girl post a video, and she said, "Do you have a talent that you find weird that you're not sure if anyone else could do?" And she starts singing with her mouth closed, like that.
Oh.
And I was like, "Yeah, I could definitely do that. I think. Like I remember doing that as a kid."
If I just tried doing it, it sounded like.
So
throw
I
up.
was like, I wonder if this is actually. I always wanted a talent. This wasn't the talent I was going for, but I wonder if it's actually a talent or if everyone could do it. So now I'm taking poll. Can you sing or talk with your mouth like that?
No, I just tried and it sounded like I was
Try it
gonna
again.
vomit. She was like this.
Yeah.
It's just humming.
Try to say a word.
Woo. No, motherfucker, you try.
No. But you have to like have a little air come out.
Oh. Then it's not your mouth closed.
No, it is. Like without moving your lips. Like you're not talking. Like a puffed out ventriloquist. Doesn't Freya want to be a ventriloquist?
Yeah.
Can she do it?
No.
Oh.
She tries.
No, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
See?
No, I really can.
Okay, so we'll have to let's find out what our talent is on our girls' night out. Our secret talent, and we'll talk about it. That was freaky. That was so good. It was like happening, but your face was like frozen. Like, oh my gosh!
Fucking shit ever.
Try to do it again.
I can't.
I'm like totally like into it now.
Okay.
I was trying to sing. Look at this stuff, isn't it? What are you singing?
Adele.
Okay.
I'm all
like, look at this stuff.
It's just what she was
Isn't
singing.
it
It just
neat?
came in my head.
Okay, go. Are you watching this? I'm like totally gutted. Oh, by the way, I got that word
this is what
from
impresses you.
Naked
This
and
is where I'm
Afraid.
at in my life.
That was so weird.
Oh my
You
God,
were like
thank you.
stoic and then your cheeks were like frozen, but then it was like happening.
Yeah. I think everyone could do it. I just think
I can't believe you took the time to like figure it out.
No, I've always done it. Like I remember doing it when I was
Oh.
a kid. Like I remember doing it before and I was like, I feel like it's doable.
That's pretty good.
Well, thank you so
What's
much.
mine? I need to figure it
I
out
don't
now. I
know.
feel like left out. FOMO.
I don't know. I need a different song, but it's yeah. That's a hard one, I
No.
think.
There you go. So maybe my first sentence was too hard. I'll work on it. It's kind of giving the creeps. Like you look like a ventriloquist doll, like all still, but there's like noises coming out. Like you're freaking me out. This should be in like a scary movie. See, it's freaky. It's freaky. I'm gonna have like weird dreams.
So
then.
when we're at the bar on Saturday, she just
If you do that, I will pee my pants. If you look over and you just look at someone and you're like and you do all that weird shit, they're gonna be like,
oh my god, I can't. That's so funny.
it's like those videos where they tie that invisible string to those dolls and they make it creep towards someone on the couch.
Yes.
And they think you're
Oh
walking.
man.
That would kill me.
I feel like I could
If
really
I was like
impress Freya
little,
this week.
huh?
I feel like I could really impress Freya this week.
She'll love it. All right, and
All
with
right.
that, we are out,
That's
right?
the end of that, yeah. That's how we're gonna end it. We'll wrap it up right there.
Okay, I like
Show
it.
us your hidden talent next week. My name is Dana.
This is Julie.
And this is Not Your Mom's Podcast. Make sure to subscribe so you can follow along and see our podcast next week. Woohoo.
That was actually really impressive.
How you make it, how you wanna,
Thanks for listening. Make sure to follow and subscribe so you can tune in next week.
how you wanna